Alright, lock in once again because today I'm going to be listing my top 10 new era Survivor contestants that I want to see return. This list isn't going to be in any type of order. The only parameter is that I'm going with 5 men and 5 women, just for balancing purposes. So with that out of the way, it's time to get in here. Let's go. Getting an obvious one out of the way, Jenny needs to be back for another season. Definitely. She wasn't an entertaining personality like most of the players that I have on the list, but she needs to be back because she was the most screwed over player of the new era for sure. She played a perfect game. She had the majority. Lydia was supposed to be voted out for too, but Mike and Chanel fell in love with advantages, which caused them to lose their votes, and at that point, Jenny's life in the game was in the hands of Daniel, and I've got to say, he folded faster than a $5 lawn chair. Like, bro got packed up by high. Jenny was completely screwed over by this new era style of game that they were going for, so she definitely needs to be back to have a chance at playing an actual, like, real game of Survivor. Next on the list, I want to see Sammy back on Survivor. He wasn't robbed or anything. Actually, he tanked his own game by trying to go against the 7 and just being very untrustworthy. But I was sad when he got eliminated because he was such a fun character for sure. Like, he was a really big reason why Survivor 43 was the best season of the new era so far. Also, there's an age aspect to this pick. He's only like a few months younger than me, so that was another thing that made him rootable. Like, I want to see my generation succeed, and I got inspired by the game that he played for only being 19 at the time. Like, that was amazing. So he should definitely come back, and I could see him being a better player with more life experience. So that would be very interesting to see. Next on the list, I want to see Jamie back on Survivor. She was a really fun character. She had a bubbly personality and she always kept a positive attitude despite being somewhat of a Charlie Brown type of figure on Survivor 44, just a punching bag goat that was never going to win the game. She was entertaining for sure, I've got to say. I just wish that more of that was shown. The reason why 44 was terrible was because it was Tika 3 or bust, constantly shoving Carolyn, Carson, and Jam Jam and neglecting other potentially great characters, some of which might be on the list, maybe. But yeah, I don't want Jamie back for gameplay reasons. I just want her back because she was entertaining. Next on the list is Q. This is very similar to the Jamie pick, it's just for vibes. Despite going in on Q in the Unhinged Rant on Survivor 46 Losers at War video, I actually found him to be entertaining at points. He's just such a funny guy with his sayings like cancel Christmas and big mistake. Also, it was funny how he said a plan change at the last minute doesn't sit well with him when he was notorious for making last minute plan changes. But yeah, he's just a fun and chaotic guy that should definitely be back on another season for sure. Next up is Carla. Now, I'm not really dying to see Carla back, but it would be nice if she were to come back. She was one of the best parts of Survivor 43. She played an entertaining game, and I just can't get that telenovela stuff out of my head. And bro, you're from Idaho. Like, that stuff was so funny. She's kind of like a low tier pick. I would admit that she probably maxed out in Survivor 43. Like, I don't know what she would be able to give in another season, but she was a star in Survivor 43, and that should earn her a chance to return and potentially play a better game, a winning game, because she's definitely one of the best new era players for sure. Next up is Jonathan. With this pick, I don't care about strategy at all. It's all about the challenges. I know his post-merge was kind of underwhelming. He tied for individual immunity wins with Lindsay and Tori, but man, in the pre-merge, he was single-handedly carrying challenges all by himself. He even game broke a challenge where he and his tribe, but I'm just gonna say him because he carried it. But yeah, He was the only one that could finish the challenge, and they had to stop the challenge and make it easier for the other tribes because at the rate that they were going, they were not finishing that challenge in a legit manner. Like, the conditions were so rough. But Jonathan made it look like light work. He was looking like prime Shaq out there. Like, it was just way too easy for him. That was the best and most memorable challenge dominance that I've ever seen, and I want that back on my screen, so that's why he had to make the list. Next up is Lauren. Similar to what I said about Jamie, when Lauren was shown, she was a fun personality sometimes, and actually she was probably a really good player. But this stuff was not shown that much in favor of the Tika 3. Unacceptable! I don't care about the Tika 3. The 3 that I liked from this season were Lauren, Jamie, and Heidi, but they didn't get the focus that they should have got because the editing was so biased in favor of the Tika 3. From what was shown, I liked Lauren, but I wanted to feel more when she got eliminated, but I couldn't because there just wasn't that much. That's why she needs to be on another season away from those big personalities so her gameplay style and her personality can get explored more. Next up is Jesse. Now, if he returned, he'd probably be the first one out. But if not, then no one would ever let him hold on to their idol. Like, that's for sure. Like, I feel like since he didn't win season 43, then everyone knows his gameplay style and he can't win challenges. Like, 43 was his only shot, but it wouldn't hurt to give him another shot. I was rooting for Jesse so hard when 43 was airing. Like, his strategic game is among the best that the show has ever seen. So wanting him back isn't because I think he would perform well on another season. I just think that his 43 game earned him another season, another chance to compete, and I want to see how or if he would adapt. Like, that would be interesting to see for sure. Next up is Ellie. Chaos, chaos, chaos. All Ellie brought to the table was chaos, and that's all that she needed to bring because it was A tier, no, S tier. Throughout this video, I've been saying that a lot of things were the reason why Survivor 43 was great, but Ellie versus Gabler was easily, like, definitely one of them. Like, if I had to narrow down what made Survivor 43 great to probably like 3 or so moments, 3 people, then Ellie versus Gabler would definitely be there. Their shenanigans were fun to watch, and her downfall at Mergatory was hilarious to watch unfold. She's a really chaotic game player, and if she came back, she's either going to be a better game player or still her chaotic self, so it's a win-win. Finally, I want to see Cody back on another season of Survivor. Very fun personality, living, like, you know the vibes. My favorite moment from him was that negotiation where he completely fleeced the Coco tribe and got more than what he was asking for. But yeah, he and Jesse dominated Survivor 43 and they were so fun to watch. Cody was probably the front runner to win Survivor 43, but he let Jesse hold on to his idol and his game ended at the final 6. That just screams second chance. Like, he needs another chance to come back and play a more cutthroat game, I would say. Unlike Jesse, he probably has real potential on another season, so I would like to see him back for sure. And that is my top 10 new era Survivor players that I want to see return. Realistically, are all of them getting the call to come back? No, probably not. A good amount of them already had their journey just about wrapped up in their original season, and they'd basically be a dead man walking or have nothing to provide in another season. But there's always a chance that they could make something out of nothing, so I just had to go with my favorites and not put too much thought into it. Out of everyone that I listed, at least one of them has to be a lock to come back. Like, there's no way they pass up on players like Jonathan and Cody. So that's a win, and I'm interested to see what the cast is for Survivor 50. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now. Stay strong, stay brutal, because above all else, it's anything to win.